Welcome to Tipping Point. I'm Jimmy Evans. What does President Trump have to do with biblical prophecies about artificial intelligence, big pharma, and Bitcoin? Well, I've got one of our most popular guests joining me again today to explain it. We began talking about his intriguing new book last week, which is titled Trump and the Stargate Prophecies. We're going to finish our discussion today, and I can promise you that you want to hear what he has to say. This information is fascinating. Billy Crone is a regular guest here on Tipping Point. He's the senior pastor of Sunrise Bible Church in Las Vegas, Nevada. He's also the founder of Get a Life Media. He's produced many best-selling books and documentaries on today's most cutting-edge issues. He's here today to talk about his new book and documentary called Trump and the Stargate Prophecies. Billy, thank you for joining me today.
Hey, thanks for having me again.
It's great to have you back. Last week was such a great discussion. Trump and the Stargate Prophecies. Now, this is a book. It's also a DVD. It's a documentary, and they can also get it live streamed too.
Yeah.
But this is so powerful. You do such a great job with your books and also with your documentaries. And now, just to tell people, you're working on part 2.
Yes.
Of this, which is going to be, you want to give them a preview of what's going to be talked about in that?
This is really Trump and the Stargate Prophecies is dealing with the aspect of the decision to launch the AI Stargate program. And that we need to talk about it because it has prophetic significance.
Right, very much.
Not saying Trump's doing it on purpose, not saying he's working with the Antichrist. We just need to talk about it. The next one is dealing with other decisions that are being made that are also tied in with Bible prophecy-related issues, and hence the paradox.
Right.
Trump and the paradox prophecies, that it's a paradox, that he's doing good things, but the paradox is whether he realizes it or not, it's leading towards a biblical prophecy-related issue.
Yeah. AI is not going away.
No.
It's here. And we're not saying anything bad about President Trump or that he intends to do anything bad. We're just saying the Antichrist system is at work. And we both believe that AI is ultimately the Antichrist system. Mm-hmm. Regardless of how well-intentioned anyone today is, when the rapture happens and Christians disappear from the earth, the Antichrist steps on the scene.
Oh, yeah.
And by the middle of the tribulation, he's completely in control.
Yeah.
All people, tribes, nations, and tongues are under his control. And if you don't receive the mark, if you don't worship him, you're, first of all, you can't buy or sell. Secondly, you'll probably be killed.
Right.
And so this ability, this supernatural, AI is supernatural, it's not natural, this supernatural capacity that's going to be present to control humanity is what he is going to use.
Oh, I'm fully convinced, and I've said this before, to use a parallel of how important the development of AI is from a Bible prophecy point of view, is I'm convinced it's just as important of a watershed event as when Israel became a nation in 1948. Yeah. And the reason why that was a big deal is because the Jewish people are part of the 7-year tribulation. Right. So, but if you don't have a Jewish people, and if they're not in the land, if they're not on the scene, then you can't have that. And for many years, people would mock we pre-trib, pre-mill Christians because they weren't, 1948, that changed all that.
Everything.
But here's the deal, is I'm convinced that also, not only with that event, which now allows for the 7-year tribulation to take place, Revelation 13 that you just described, where the Antichrist and false prophet are going to literally micromanage the planet.
That's right.
Down to every person, every tribe, language, nation. They're going to know exactly where you're at. They're going to know what you're doing. That's your big brother society. They're going to know every financial transaction on the whole planet, and they're going to be able to have their finger on it to where if you don't do what they say, they're going to kill you. You won't be able to buy and sell. That you'll be shut out of the system. That you can't hire enough people. We've had the microchips for a while. We've had satellite technology for a while. We've had computers for quite some time. But we've never had the ability to tie it together globally. AI. That's where AI comes in. That's why it's such a big topic. That's why we need to deal with it.
Let me ask you a question related to Revelation 13, because it says the false prophet. There's going to be an image of the beast.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
That will be able to speak and do signs and wonders. How much of that do you believe will be AI?
Oh, I'm convinced a lot of it's going to be AI, especially when you understand how AI is being, as we mentioned last time, permeating every aspect of society. And part of what AI is developing that, again, we're already conditioned to use is with image technology. Not just creating image, but lifelike images that can speak and talk in real time, non-scripted. We call them chatbots. We call them, all this kind of stuff, and things of that nature. But this is the unhealthy trend of AI that I believe is preparing people to worship the image of the Antichrist. Notice it says worship. And if you don't worship the image, you're going to be killed. So, and then that image could speak and cause all who refuse to obey to be killed. So you got to have an image, and apparently it's lifelike, but it's an image that can literally interact with people anywhere, and it's a global basis. Well, that's where AIs come in. But what my point is, the unhealthy aspect is AI's been here for a while. It continues to grow exponentially, but people interacting, younger generations down, are interacting already.
Absolutely.
To set them up to literally worship an AI image. And we deal with that in the documentary. And we even bring out the latest trend is not just with AI technology, this image. There's Japan, they're very big on anime. Been there a couple different times. But they're bringing it to life on stage. They're having AI animation concerts, travel 7 different countries. Oh, yeah. And then you look at the people in the crowd. It's just it's a hologram. It's an AI hologram of this anime character doing this rock music, and the people in the crowd, it's like they're worshiping. It's just crazy. And then I'm from Vegas, of course. You can tell by the jacket.
Yeah, that's a Las Vegas jacket.
But Vegas is all about entertainment. For years, Pastor Jimmy, the trend is to not just have concerts in Vegas, but the latest trend is with AI technology, they can bring specifically formerly dead people back to life to interact with you in image technology that looks totally lifelike, like Elvis and Tupac and Michael Jackson and all that stuff. And which is weird, because then it also says here the Antichrist, he seemingly dies and comes back to life, and here comes this image that you got to worship. And we're even seeing that trend. But here's where I'm going. They've now hit a new eclipse point with AI interaction image technology. And we bring this out. AI boyfriends and AI girlfriends. And there's two aspects of that. One is the online version, if you will, the AI chatbots. And there's people, in fact, we have an interview with a girl admitting that she's in love with her AI. She calls him her boyfriend. Yeah. Because he's always there, more reliable, always receptive, always listens. Yeah. And why would I mess with a human? So you're seeing a younger generation get to the point where, because people say, "Oh, who's gonna worship an image? That's a joke. You can't take that literally." Well, now you can. Yeah. But the other aspect is, gets even worse, is a lot of that image technology is going outside the image in the computer into real life with robotics, and people are now having AI relations with robots and things of that nature. So you could see the setup for that. In fact, I'll just share this. This was, and we had the video in the documentary. We transcribed for the book. Auckland, University of Auckland, came across this. Wow, this was creepy. And it was a guy doing an interview with this man who worked on the Avatar movies and other movies for special effects, won awards, and with that kind of image technology in the movies. And he developed what he called AI baby. And so he brings in the reporter. She shows him AI baby. So he's sitting in his office, his computer screen, and he launches AI baby. And so you look at the computer screen, and it was a toddler, maybe about 3 years old, 3 years old. And it didn't just look lifelike. I mean, you could see the little pox in the skin, and that was the first thing that blew you away. It's like, wow, look how lifelike that is. But he interacted with that image in real time. In fact, he had the guy do this. He goes, get AI baby's attention. And he said, "Hi, AI baby," and literally looked at him through the computer screen in real time. And then he says, "Let's have a conversation with AI baby." And this is non-scripted, right? So he said, "Here's the AI baby's picture book. So I want you to hold the picture and ask AI baby to tell you what it is." So he holds up a picture, and you could see it. It's an apple. So he goes, hi, baby, hi, baby. And it looks at him. And he goes, what's this? It looks at it and says, apple. Flips the page, and another one's a little dog, little puppy. Flips it up, puppy. Completely non-scripted image, live interaction from Auckland. And I kid you not, I actually shared that when I was preaching in New Zealand earlier this year, and they freaked out. They didn't have any idea that that was going on even in their own country. So that was kind of a fun thing to do. But this is how far it's progressed.
Yeah, and if the rapture happened today, Revelation 13 is 3.5 years in the tribulation. So there's still another 3.5 years to develop.
Oh, absolutely. And if you're already at the point where you can make an image of anybody, and I mean, it is so lifelike, it's not even funny.
Yes.
And then you're already at the point where you have non-scripted communication. I have no problem envisioning how could this image speak and interact and tell people what to do and know if it, in real time whether or not they obey. And if they don't, it gives an order that you're going to die.
Just for people to understand, hologram technology, if you remember Star Wars,
yeah,
and they would have, Princess Leia show up, in a little image on, R2-D2 or something,
right,
and speak. That's what it is. It's a 360. Mm-hmm. It's completely realistic. And about, 10 or 15 years ago, some of my preacher friends were looking at buying that because they had multi-campuses.
Yeah.
And it was too expensive and it was too archaic.
Right.
Well, it's not today.
Not today.
And so this hologram technology is absolutely amazing. Mm-hmm. And you look at, the Revelation 11 says that when the two witnesses are killed, it says the inhabitants of the earth gloat over them.
Yeah.
Okay. That means all the inhabitants of the earth will sit there and look at the two witnesses laying in the street after they've been killed, at the streets of Jerusalem, after the Antichrist kills them, they'll gloat over them. We did not have the technology for that to happen until today. 6.82 billion people on Earth have smartphones, not cell phones.
Yeah.
They have a personal viewing device. And so what I'm saying here is a lot of the end times requires a certain technology. Mm-hmm. And so what we're seeing today is the ability to the image of the beast, mm-hmm, the interactive nature of that, the realistic nature of that, but also the ability to control humanity centrally.
Right.
The Antichrist and the false prophet, AI is that technology.
Yeah, and it's not just a theory that you and I have. I believe it's very confident. I think most importantly, I think it's biblical.
Yeah.
I think that's an easy extrapolation from the text when you take it literally, as we should. But that is exactly what they're doing with this technology.
Right.
It's not an idea. It's not a premise. It's not even a biblical premise. It's literally what they're doing. They're putting AI in the back end of all these systems on a global basis. So the setup's already here.
And you talked last week about financially, is that the financial systems of the world are now being built around AI.
Oh, absolutely. And most people have no clue.
Yeah.
Before I get into that, let me. You brought something up, and not to get sidetracked, but you mentioned Revelation 11. I fully agree. That can never happen until now,
Okay.
which shows you how close we are to the return of Christ. But it said there, you said people gloated over the two witnesses. Who are the two witnesses? Two righteous preachers.
That's right.
Two righteous people. How wicked of a society do you have to be where they would gloat, and they said they even celebrate and sing gifts to each other?
Charlie Kirk.
Exactly. That's my point, Pastor Jimmy, not to get sidetracked, but we're seeing that society
Absolutely.
before our very eyes.
Absolutely. Charlie Kirk's assassination and also martyrdom as a believer, that's exactly what people were doing. At the event, you had people celebrating and gloating over the fact that the guy got shot right in front of them.
Right.
And now what's happened online is, and thankfully some people are losing their jobs over an inappropriate response to that. But Charlie Kirk is as good a fine of Christian man and young man that exists.
Yeah.
And for him to be assassinated and then for people to celebrate that, that's exactly Revelation 11.
Yeah. And then now remove the restraining influence, all true born-again Christians from the planet.
Horrific.
It's going to, and that's what Jesus said, it's the worst time in the history of mankind.
Yeah.
I was chasing distant skylines, running far from where you stood, thinking if I had it all then maybe life would feel like it should. Every road kept pulling forward, every dream was somewhere new, but I never saw the pieces were all leading back to you. I tried to hold the whole wide world, every star, every view, but every piece I ever found was just another part of you. Every step, every mile, every dream I thought I knew led me back to where you are. My whole world was you. All the things I thought I needed started fading one by one, when I saw that all my reasons ended where we'd begun. I tried to hold the whole wide world, every star, every view, but every piece I ever found was just another part of you. Every step, every mile, every dream I thought I knew led me back to where you are. My whole world was you. If I had just turned around sooner, I would have seen it clear. Everything I ever searched for was already right here. I don't need the whole wide world, I don't need a sky so blue. Every piece of life I want is already in you. Every road now feels like home, every dream has come in view. I was lost until I found my whole world